How do you meet your
Yeah.
partner?
Oh, okay. So my partner's a trans man,
Okay.
and we got married. Yeah. So we met in March last year.
Oh,
Yes,
so you got married
in August.
like within half a year of knowing each other.
Yeah. Like when you know, you just know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
we just clicked.
Okay.
And it was amazing. Yeah, in March last year, that was when I fully came out. And it was very funny that like a lot of things happened during that period of time, like related to transgender people. And I found solace in this Discord group in Singapore. And we just met there. And one random Sunday, it was after my gym, and I was just walking to Bugis, and I was like texting in the Discord, the Discord channels, and like, hey, anybody wants to come down for lunch? And so a few of them said that, oh, we're actually coming down to Bugis later in the afternoon, because we have an event. And so they were like, okay, you know what? So he and another girl came down earlier to meet me for lunch. And so we had lunch, we talked and everything. And then the rest of the people came. And there was supposed to already have been 8 people, but someone pulled out. So I was like, oh, can I join you guys? Yeah, and so we were celebrating someone's birthday at a cat cafe and things like that. So we just literally spent the whole afternoon till night together.
Oh, it's the first time meeting him.
Yes,
lah.
first time meeting him. And it was like we clicked. We had a lot of things to talk about. I really loved that, he was so thoughtful and so kind. And yeah, and he lived really close.
Okay.
So we kind of went home together. Then the next few days we just kept meeting up. Yeah, so we went for like xiao long bao. We kind of hung out together.
Just couple stuff lah.
Yeah, and we just saw each other every single day after that. It's like, the U-Haul kind of thing. Yeah, so
Yeah, you are
Yes.
like radiating and glowing just talking about this
Yeah.
this experience and all. Is married life what you expected?
wow.
Do you ever think that you get married to to settle down with a long-term partner,
I did. I always wanted to get married. Like, marriage was always in my mind, like getting into relationships. Down the road, not so much marriage, but long-term companionship. Yeah, and because like in Singapore, like getting married has so many more perks. Like,
of course.
housing
You
is
get
cheaper,
yeah,
tax is
yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like why not? Like if the government is going to congratulate you in some sense and give you tax relief, take it. Yeah, so I have the privilege of getting married. And yeah, I mean, since we were already committed to a long-term relationship, why not take whatever benefits come along with it? Yeah, so I'm also polyamorous, so is he. So the biggest problem was managing his boyfriend. Yes, so he has a boyfriend in the US as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is that jealousy definitely that
He has a
now-
boyfriend in the
Yes,
US.
he has
So
a
that
boyfriend
means
in the
he's so what's his sexuality? Like
Um,
how would he like
He's
categorize
also
himself?
bisexual.
Okay.
Pansexual. Yeah, bisexual. Easier to explain.
So he has another
Yeah.
long-term relationship in the US.
Yes.
Recently this Will Smith thing, right?
Uh-huh.
There's Mac and Oscar. And everybody knows that Will Smith and his wife, they are in this supposed open relationship, and there are other partners that the wife has as well.
It's okay.
Y- y-
Sorry.
How does it
Go on.
work?
How does it
Why
work?
you talk about what you're going to
Okay.
say first? It's
Yeah. It's different in that sense where, like, because that's an open relationship, and I don't know if it's one way. It seems like it is.
what do you mean?
So it seems like it's his wife's decision to want
okay,
to
okay.
be out there, and Will Smith, I don't know. I don't want this to be a legal thing.
Okay, never mind. Let's not
No,
talk
but
about that
it's
because it's
just
their
something-
family issue.
Yeah,
And it's so personal. No
exactly.
one really knows.
Mhm.
Especially we are just like, we're just fans.
Speculating,
We are just fans
yeah.
speculating. But what about your own
Okay,
relationship?
my own
Yeah.
relationship. Okay, what's the difference between an open relationship and a polyamorous relationship? I think it comes down to the idea of being monogamous.
Okay, can
Yeah.
you like
So-
break it all down for
This
me?
is this is my
Yeah.
this is my
Yeah.
own experience of it.
Yep.
Like the difference between like monoamy and polyamy,
Mm.
that kind of thing. Yeah. So when you love one person and you want to get married to that one person, the focus is that person, and you changing yourself to be everything for that partner. So that's like monogamy.
Or that
So
what do you-
I will-
okay.
It
That catering to each other and
Yes.
that coming
Yeah.
along like okay.
So I will sacrifice myself.
Yep.
I will compromise on
Yeah.
like things that I want that you cannot give, and I will drop those things. So in that sense, I will forego a part of myself
Mm.
to love you. So that's very sweet, that sacrifice that and all that. But you are losing a part of yourself.
So if like I love to have earrings on
But that
as a guy,
partner-
but my girlfriend
Yes.
hates it and she says, "Can you go and remove it? For goodness sake."
because I love my girlfriend, I will remove
I will
them.
remove it. Okay.
Yeah. So if I cannot do a certain thing, like I love skydiving, but my wife is so worried about skydiving, or my husband is so worried about me skydiving,
Yeah.
I will give up my love for skydiving
Okay.
because it gives you peace.
That's the mono.
Yes.
Okay.
In that sense, like,
okay.
yeah.
Then the poly.
So in the polyamorous way,
Okay.
it's I am a complete human. You are a complete human being. There are some things that I cannot satisfy. If you love horror movies and I hate them, I will not stop you from watching them. You have my blessing to watch your horror movie with anyone else you want to watch it with. Just tell me who it is and tell me how the relationship is going. If you have feelings for that person, go ahead.
Go
if
ahead.
it's sexual, go ahead.
Okay.
Just tell me how it is. I want to share in your joy.
And that
Yeah.
brings us to the next question, which is then why get married in the first place?
There's no need to get married, honestly.
Okay.
For me, like
Oh, so for you it's more for
Yes.
because of the structure of the society, the
the benefits.
just the perks of it, the benefits of it.
Exactly.
So essentially for you, whether or not you got married, if not for all those things, it's not important to you
Yeah.
as well.
Like we are committed to each other, and yeah, that's enough. Like the plan would have been, okay, let's all move to the US. We can live together in this little polycule that we have, and yeah, so like my husband, his boyfriend, if me, I have another partner, and then we'll all just live together. Yeah. So I don't have to date his boyfriend. I can if I want to, and we'll just see how things go. Yeah.
Spoke about the jealousy comes with it, right? Emotionally, is it difficult to deal with it?
Like interestingly, I am a person who's not that jealous.
Okay.
Yeah. So I rationalize the jealousy in quite well in that sense.
So you take it from a positive perspective. Lah.
yeah.
Like that means because I care for him, I love him, and that's why it's normal for me to feel jealous, you know.
Mhm. So there are some moments where I'll be like, oh, I can't satisfy you as well as your other partner. So like I feel like, like you enjoy these things more, and I feel like I'm not being a good partner to you. I think it's more, it's not about, oh, you're spending more time with this person and I get jealous. But it's more of a, I'm not doing enough on my part to like love you in whatever way you wanted me to love you.
And because I want you to be
Yeah.
happy,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore I hope you find your happiness with.
In that sense,
Okay.
and also, okay, I need to do better. Not
Okay.
not to fight against the competition. There's no competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very healthy.
Yeah, in that sense.
That's very healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of a, okay, I want to love you better.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. It might be weird, but
So do you feel
yeah.
like it's also experiment in progress? Do you feel like it's a journey for yourself as well?
Oh, the journey was very long. Like before this, I had different partners, and I've always like expressed like, "Hey, I am polyamorous." Yeah, so if you want to be dating someone else and whatever, like tell me about it and all that thing. And if I do find other people, like, can you understand?
Because being transgender is being transgender, but having that kind of lifestyle is another different
Yes, it's
dimension
a different
altogether.
thing.
Yeah, it's independent of each other.
And so I have been doing that like before I transitioned. So the very very recent ex,
Mm.
yeah, she was so loving. Which I transitioned through that relationship.
Your ex.
Yes, my ex, and she was so supportive of it. She was like, okay, she was bisexual, and she
That
was
means
like,
while you're already married, this ex?
no.
Before you're married.
Before I was
Okay,
married,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So in 2020, yeah, we dated. Like me and another girl, we dated, and then I started transitioning. I told her about it, and she was like, "Yeah, I fully support your transition. Whatever, I'm going to be a lesbian. I don't care."
Mm.
Yeah, but when it came down to the polyamorous part, she really tried. And because I started needing that masculinity, she couldn't provide, and I couldn't provide that masculinity anymore for her. So there was that lack, and she was not willing. Not that she didn't try, she tried very hard, and she was not willing to continue in that poly lifestyle. So unfortunately, we had to break it off.
It's not for everyone.
Yes, it's not for everyone.
Mm.
I thought in the past that, monogamy is just unevolved. Yeah, but no, I've learned that it's just a different system, and both sides should just understand. Yeah, so there are people who rather sacrifice themselves and want that from their partner,
Mm.
and that's okay.
Because
And-
there are so many aspects of life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so
And-
many aspects of love too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Taking a step back sometimes, do you feel like society will become better if more people embrace in that spectrum more of your way of thinking? Or do you think that society is fine just the way it is?
Society is fine just the way it is. Every society exists the way it is because the majority decides. This is it. This is
Now?
our
Which is the
society.
norm lah.
And it's perfectly valid for any society to exist the way it exists. But the people who fall through the cracks,
The outliners.
is the society willing to accommodate those people? That's the question. Yeah. And I have seen that the conservative society does not accommodate these people very well.
Mm.
Yeah. So, for my benefit, yeah, I would wish that Singapore society would develop and be a bit more. If we say we want to be an open society, be more democratic, we actually respect free speech, yeah, if we say we do all those things, why not actually show it? Instead of, I quote, our own take on democracy, how do you ensure that your take of democracy is actually going to be everyone's voice? Yeah, so and how fast are you in progressing? So there was a huge outcry in that sense in the expat community, where Singapore's taking too long to open up. We're leaving. And it was true. Yeah, I'm in some of the expat groups. Yeah, and a lot of them are like, "Oh my god, why is Singapore doing this? We are taking forever. Isn't the data out there, that it's just like COVID is just going to be like this and that, and if we really say we want it endemic, why are we taking so long to open up?" Okay, and then finally we've opened up
Mm.
a bit more.
Mm.
Yeah, and so I guess in some sense, like Singapore is a bit slow, a bit too cautious. That's my take
Mm.
on like Singapore. But I think for what's worth the safety and the stability that we present while taking care of our neighbors. Yeah, I suspect the only reason why Singapore is this conservative is because of our position in Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we want to appease everyone and seem like a leader, we need to show that we understand everyone around us. And the people around us, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, yes,
Mm.
they are very conservative. So we have to put on that image where we respect your views, we understand where you're coming from, and this is how we can work together. While our society is open, we are not that open that we disregard your your laws and your customs and your practices. Yeah, but we have our own take, and we are a secular country.
Mm.
Yeah, so
LBGT community per se, right? You know, we look at the growth of the Pink Dot movement. Do you think that we are developing in that aspect? It's becoming, we are developing towards becoming more inclusive, towards being more diverse, more accepting. Like you mentioned, our experience in the civil service, generally.
the younger generation, they are very open and very ready. The older generation, not so much.
What do you think of our generation?
Our generation is ready.
It's ready, right? Mm.
Our generation actually is very educated, very informed. But we are stuck because we have our parents in some sense, we have our parents' generation to take care of. And we know that they have a very loud voice. The 50s and the 60s, they are still voting. And a lot of them, the conservative people, the rich people, the people in power. And when you have that imbalance in some sense,
Or it's still towards their favor,
Yes.
the tilt. Okay.
the younger generation can only make noise.
So that
In that
means you
sense.
feel that do you feel that it can only get better?
It will get better.
It will get better. So it's a
Yes.
affirmative kind of.
Yes. Like even like the government actually bringing up conversations about 377A, I think that is a healthy step. Like recently,
Shanmugam,
if you have,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
if
he
you have
came out
seen, and the survey that the government pushed out,
Yep.
it's a good step. Could have been earlier. Hoped it would have been earlier, and we'll see where the government goes with this.
But you feel like at
Yeah.
least it's a work in progress.
Hopefully it's not a paper exercise.
Okay.
If it is a work in progress, thank you. I am very proud of the way the government is.
I mean, we
Moving
take another example, like the wearing of the tudong in in workplaces,
Yes.
like nurses in the nursing profession and all.
And with that, I'm very proud.
Yeah,
The government
I
is
mean,
willing to say,
it's a journey, it's a project, but it's something
Mhm.
that they said they will look at, and well, it's something that they have implemented. So hopefully, for
hopefully,
Mhm.
yeah. But again, it's how you appease both sides of the
the majority of the social norms
Yes.
of society, right?
so the conservative people who are very vocal about it, and the LGBT that's finally finding their voice.
Mm.
Yeah.
And of course, we also have very powerful organizations as well, like the National Council of Churches,
Mhm.
and or even, I think that's
Even
one
just
that,
MUIS itself, yes.
and something that comes to mind. Have you ever thought of moving? Do you plan to just move overseas and just?
Maybe. If the conditions are right and there is more of a push, yeah, I might just go.
The push as in external factors pushing you out
Yes.
of. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means am I right to infer that so far it's okay?
Yeah. So
Like,
far, Singapore is okay.
you feel that it's
I feel Singapore is home.
mm,
Through all the struggles and everything, I will be very proud to be staying and helping with that change, that push for greater equality, greater progress for the LGBT community, the sex worker community. Yeah.
do you feel like you take a lot on your shoulders, like in terms of all this, like
I don't know if I've even been doing enough.
okay.
Yeah, I mean like being visible.
But you certainly have an intention too.
I do.
You do.
I
It's
hope
something
so.
that has come across to me
Yes.
in
Oh,
our
okay.
conversation that you have this intention to be like, how do I put it, like ambassador or activist
I guess so.
in this aspect.
Yeah, and hopefully with whatever money I can earn, it will go back to the community.
Mm. What's money to you?
Wow. What is money to me? It's really a means to an end.
Mm.
And in that sense, money also gives you stability. Yeah, I mean it's part of the society, right? Yeah.
It's a survivor at the
yes.
it's money is survivor. Yeah.
Yeah. So because society has been built around money,
Mm.
so to be like if you go in Maslow's hierarchy of
Mm.
needs, yeah, that's your base layer of having that.
Social security.
Security.
Mm.
Yeah, and then money is. I don't think money to me will ever be a pride thing. I hope it will never be.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or ego thing.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope it will always be if I have enough and enough for my future, money has to go out to the underprivileged. Yeah, and to the people around me who I'm really caring for. Because I mean if you put money away and you don't use money, I always believe in like the maxim 钱是拿来花的.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's for you to spend.
Mm.
Why hoard the money for nothing? Once you have like, your safety, your emergency money and everything settled, then yeah, just go ahead and spend it. If your heart is big enough, go spend it. Yeah, so I really hope that God will give me an even bigger heart. Yeah, so that whatever resources I have, I will just keep,
If one day,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the push becomes too much to bear, right? What's an ideal country that you love to?
the US.
Okay.
Yeah, as dangerous as it is with all the Asian hate, people still like the anti-trans bills and everything that's happening. I still feel that the US is a place of freedom because you have the freedom. That's why you can make these kind of comments, these kind of bills, like this kind of anti-Asian hate.
Mm.
And while those things are wrong, it still shows that, yeah, we are true to our word. You have the freedom.
And you
your
can find your little world inside
Yes.
this
Yeah.
place lah.
So that to me is what I treasure. lah. Yeah, that freedom that like the law isn't going to limit you in living a certain way, but you have to bear the consequences
Mm.
of how you live.
Mm.
Yeah, so like in Singapore right now, it's I can't even do this. Oh no. Yeah, so technically, whatever I've said can be held against me in a court of law
Mm.
if they do decide to, pursue this. Yeah, or if anyone decides to report me to the police, yeah, this is evidence. But in the US, it will be like, oh, this person just did a podcast, so it's legal.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, it's right to say whatever.
You have the right to say whatever you say, but all your actions have consequences. Yeah.
Mm. Well, it's interesting for you to say like, you recognize that there's all this Asian hate as well. I'm sure there are people in the US who are against the LGBT community. I mean, they're definitely.
Yes.
And they.
They're also very vocal about it.
Yeah, and your experience in the US,
Mm-hmm.
congratulations, it was a very positive one, but it could have went the other way as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, it could have went the other way as well. Very interesting. Do you have any other things that you want to add?
No, I just hope that society will, like Singapore society, will be more accommodating at a quicker pace, at a faster pace.
Can you give me,
Mm-hmm.
so like me as a Singaporean man going out on the street today, and what are some concrete things that I can do to accommodate to you and your community?
The LGBT community,
Yep.
the trans community, women.
Yep.
Wow.
What do you have any pet peeve that people do to you,
Pet peeves? No.
or
no
things
pet
that
peeves in
people say
sense.
that upsets you the most?
Oh, let's talk about dating as a trans woman. Haha. Yeah. I get guys who are very interested in exploring their sexuality.
Yep.
And
It's like the hush hush part of.
these down low kind of guys, they are actually a problem.
Okay.
While as much as they support, they support like you, because they have, in a sense, a vested interest. Yeah, but there's also that, why are you ashamed to be with me? That's one. And two, the comments that they make. They'll be like, oh, I'm attracted. But I'm straight.
Okay.
And then you're like, but I am a girl. Isn't that, you are straight, right? You're attracted to femininity. You're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
attracted to
yeah.
masculinity. Or are you just attracted to a vagina?
Okay.
That's the question.
Because
But-
you are pre-op now.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they will be shocked when you show them a trans man who actually has a vagina. Then they'll be like, oh, no, I'm not into like that.
So they are
Yeah,
into trans woman pre-op. They're into pre-op trans woman. That's why they're
Yes.
curious, and they want to explore
Yes.
their sexuality, the aspect of it.
In that sense, yeah. Then there are also those that are just chasing. We call them chasers, who are just only interested in women with penises.
Mm.
So that's
So that's
the
their
other
fetish
side
lah.
of, yes.
Okay. Even
So-
though they might be like leading like a straight man life,
Yeah.
but just a certain, like, this part of them likes to
Yes.
go for something
so
like
that
that.
fetish that they
Okay.
have, yeah.
So what's your beef with them? What's your pet peeve that you have with them?
Like the pet peeve is more of the education and how they think.
That means they don't see you as a woman.
The chasers, yeah, that's a problem because they are the ones who are they have that stereotype, and they are pushing that narrative, that, oh, you're just an object. Yeah.
Mm.
But these other guys, these very down low kind of guys, I am more forgiving to them because these are the ones who are very respectful. They genuinely want to understand your life.
And do you sympathize that they are a bit confused as well?
Yes.
Like,
Because of education and
Yeah,
all that,
yeah.
yes. So I totally understand.
or even just
Yeah.
internally, they are also confused. Like, why am I feeling this? Like, I have a
Yeah.
wife, I have children. Why am I thinking
Yes.
about this?
Yeah, and I've met a lot of them.
Mm.
Yeah, and I just tell them, like, it's nothing to be ashamed about. Yeah, you are attracted to women. Like femininity, feminine energy, the presentation. It doesn't matter what's in between my legs. Don't focus on that.
I understand what you
Yeah, so I am a person.
Okay.
I bring the feminine energy that I have. And if that's attractive, good. Spend time with me, get to know me.
Yeah.
If we go there, okay, then you think about it.
So it's like
you know?
you're telling them you're not gay lah.
Yeah. In that sense.
Yeah.
But then again, there are those people who don't like the super straight. Oh, I'm straight.
Mm.
Like cause there's also that part of like, you are queer. You're attracted to trans women. It's fine. Embrace that part of you. You don't have to conform back into society's definition of straight.
Mm.
Yeah, so I mean that's an ongoing discussion also. I'm also trying to figure out that part as well.
Mm.
Yeah. So more education for me too.
In your,
that sense.
you would have met a lot of all these different men who, in your escort work, right?
Mhm.
Essentially, they are paying you for an experience
Yes.
or a little experiment with themselves.
Mhm.
Are they very confused sometimes?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes you do find that they'll be very nervous. They'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, does this mean I'm gay?" And then you have to tell them like, "I am a woman.
Mm.
I am feminine." Yeah, it's like, so there's nothing wrong with you. Even then, what's wrong with being gay?
So, okay,
Yeah.
if I'm offensive, you can just stop me. But
Okay.
when something like this happens, right? When they have paid and they have engaged your service,
Mhm.
when you are in the bedroom, what do they typically do?
What do they typically
What do you
do?
typically do to you?
Um,
Like what do
the
they literally do to your penis?
oh, they literally try to suck it.
Okay, so that's
so
their
I
fetish.
teach
That's their
them. Yeah, I
okay.
teach them what to do.
Okay.
Some of them are not interested. They're just interested in having sex. There are some people who want me to.
So they want to have sex with you.
Yes.
Okay.
They just find it very fascinating.
Mm.
Yeah. So there is that anal sex, and then there are other people who want me to top them.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'll be the one, actually, like bending them over.
So do you end
Yeah.
up giving counseling sessions on certain people?
Some people, yes.
Like I think you're gay.
very
You know, actually I think you're gay.
No,
you
I
know.
mean, it's they don't have to be gay. They're not attracted to masculinity.
Okay, I
Yeah,
get what you mean.
so-
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, in that sense, no, you're not gay. You're just queer. Yeah, you just have an exciting sex life.
So the
Yeah,
counseling
so-
part is in helping them reconcile that
Yeah.
conflicting identities that they
sense,
have in terms
yes.
of sex, right? Very interesting.
Yeah.
What was there a most memorable experience
With someone.
with someone?
Wow.
Like the most confused deer that you have met, or you know?
Not okay lah. This guy wasn't that confused. He was excited about it.
Mhm.
Like first time doing anything or everything at all. First time engaging in an escort. First time with a trans woman. Yeah, and he was just like, I don't know what to do. So I'm like, okay, let me take you by the hand. I will tell you what to do. Are you comfortable doing this? And it was a very it's interesting that someone at that age would be so lost, and it's like, wow, oh, you poor little thing, okay, I will take care of you, yeah. So in that sense, that was in some sense a very nurturing kind of like experience for the
Your
person.
motherly side gets.
Yeah, and so in the end, he was like, oh, I totally enjoyed myself. Yeah, I mean, he came twice. So,
Do you see a certain
Yeah.
common theme between, like, in terms of like demographics of all these people? So to put it, to further elaborate, I'm thinking to myself, is it a stage in life whereby you are 30 plus, 40 plus, or 50 plus, and you feel like, if I don't give myself the
Try it,
opportunity to
yes.
try to explore it,
it'll be too
I'm
late.
going to regret it. I'm going to. Do you see this?
The bulk of the people who come to me are in their late 40s. Yes.
So my suspicion
yeah.
is maybe
They
has
have
some grounds.
established themselves.
Okay.
They have families. They are taking care of them. They just want that experience. Some of them are bachelors. Yeah, they've enjoyed their singlehood, and they just want companionship. And the regular ones are those people who
come
like,
back.
yeah, who are like, oh yeah, you are like a dear friend to me, and since we've established this relationship, yeah, I'm comfortable carrying on with it. And then there are those few who are in their early 20s, in their 20s, that are like, I've never tried it. I want to explore. Yeah, so those are the interesting ones. Yeah, who are very genuine.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy them the most as well? Cuter 小鲜肉.
It's like grooming, no. I mean, they are the
I mean, they're all adults as well, lah.
yeah.
Yeah.
They are the ones with the most. Actually, if I would say the 20s are the ones who start the most shy,
Mm.
but then once they get into things, they'll be like very adventurous. Yeah, and then the 40s will be, oh, I'm very confident. Then halfway through it, they'll be like, oh no.
Mm.
Yeah, and then like you like comfort them and everything. Yeah, the people in the 30s are the problem. Yeah, they are the ones who are the, I would say, if the ones in the late 30s are the ones who are, oh, I know it all. Yeah, the egotistical
Okay,
ones
okay.
who are like, some of them just disregard you.
No respect.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are the ones who are like, oh, why are you charging so expensive? You know, what sets you apart from like the other, like I can get a foreigner who's like cheaper and I get the same,
Mm.
you know, and those are the kind of people that I don't want to meet either. Yeah. So there were one or two where then they realized that, oh, yeah, it's a very different experience.
Mm.
Yeah, so especially in okay, in that sense when you're local and I have made a name for myself. So I can position myself higher than them.
Mm.
When I'm
terms
not
of
in
your
here,
pricing
yes,
and-
when
okay.
I'm no, is it position power.
Okay.
Yeah, where like at the negotiation table, I have nothing to lose. I don't need your money.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
are here
yeah.
because it's a service I'm providing to
Like
you.
like earlier you said, like you were talking about
The pro
the desperate as in the desperate needing to get money kind of sex worker,
yes.
right? That
yeah.
just going
And
for that.
these are the
yeah.
these are the 30-year-olds that try their luck.
They are
Eh,
trying to figure out if you are desperate or
Yes,
not.
they are
Okay.
undercutting a lot of the other sex workers
Okay.
and the young 20s sex workers. These are the predators that sometimes you really need to be wary about.
Pew, pew.
Yeah.
Mm.
So these are the ones who have found some monetary success. Didn't find I might be generalizing here. Didn't find much success in like their dating or their sex life. And now because they have the money, they're like, it's my turn to keep a black book
Mm.
and a list of whoever I've slept with.
Mm.
Yeah. So to them that's the egotistical part of like, oh, I've slept with so many women. I can give like all the reviews about all these sex workers. Yeah.
Daddy's
so-
paying kind of.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so they think they are like all powerful.
Mm.
Yeah.
Last question, maybe. Your this journey towards transition, right? So I saw on your Twitter that you were saying that, and you mentioned in an interview that you just started. You're still in the process of transitioning, right? What is this plan? So for people who are curious about how transgender essentially transit, can you share with us more about your moving on the next 1 year, 2 years? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to your body, and what are the things that are already planned for?
Okay, so there is no set path for anyone. There are people who require because mentally they need it for gender reassignment. For me, I'm fortunate enough to not have that bad dysphoria.
Okay.
Yeah, so I am really just comfortable as I am, as long as I'm presenting female. I think that part of the dysphoria is gone.
Mm.
And I'm very grateful I'm that fortunate lah. I
Mm.
see that privilege that I have. Yeah, and so for me, my transitioning is pretty much done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the way I see it. Until something changes in the future that I don't know.
So you do not intend to go for a post-operation,
Yeah.
like become a post-op? Or no?
So for me, I am happy the way I am. Like sometimes I'm like, why do I have this thing between my legs? You know, like I wish it was just flat. So if I do go for any surgery, it would be, I feel that having a waistline would be nice. Okay, and then everything on this is just cosmetic. I think like having one cup size, like if my boobs are one cup size bigger, they would be more proportional. And I like the proportionality. I don't want to go over the top. I would really like to have a waistline. Yeah, and again coming back to that like gender reassignment, I don't see a point in having just a hole on my body. Yeah, to me there is no function anymore than just having a penis. Yeah. I still feel the same sexual pleasure.
So
I
you
will
see it
still
as
be
just a
able-
tool to
Yeah,
like it's a
so-
bio tool lah.
In that sense, yes. And if I really wanted to change my gender marker on my identification documents, then yeah, I would go for that surgery. Yeah, because there is no womb, there is no like ovaries. I can't give birth.
Actually, that's great.
Yeah.
I think it sounds to me like you are very at peace with your own who you are right now and your own identity, your
Indeed,
own body,
I am.
which is great, right? I mean, I imagine there are some other trans women who are just so miserable every day. To those that are feeling very miserable watching this, what's your message to them?
Honestly, your journey is yours. Don't let anyone define the journey for you. And I think that, you know, if you need the surgery, go for the surgery. If you don't need it, or if you need more time, find a safe place. Yeah, because I always tell people, if you cannot get out and transition, don't. Find that safety first. We have people here to support you. When I started, I didn't know that there were people in Singapore who could support me. And I was fortunate enough to find that support overseas. We are here for you. Yeah. And if you've chanced upon this, I hope this whole journey this whole conversation has helped you. And if you do need help, reach out to all of us in the trans community. Reach out to me if you want to. Yeah, and don't give up. Like, you are not alone. Your journey is different. I cannot understand your journey. Other people might not understand your journey fully, but we are here to journey with you. Yeah, and
So touched, I want to cry.
yeah, so
Yeah.
to the baby trans, keep walking that journey and don't give up. Yeah, because like, you know, as much as all the pressure and you feel like giving up, don't. Because there is a bright future ahead for you. You just need to find that safety, and we are here for you. Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to say to your family?
Mom, I really love you. Thank you for accepting me the way I am. Yeah, I really, really love you. I miss you a lot too. Yeah. My dad and my brother, I hope you guys are doing well. One day when you do see this and you finally accept me for who I am, I'm one phone call away. You know my new number. So yeah, I do hope. Yeah, I'm a person who really loves family, and I really hope that I won't only see my dad in the coffin. I really do want to see him alive and to be able to still enjoy that relationship. Yeah, so Dad, if you're hearing it, I still love you. I forgive you for whatever you said, and I hope you forgive me for like all the pain that I brought you. I really had to take this step and this journey, and I hope you see that I'm someone who just found her own path, and like, yeah, I'm happy where I am now. Yeah.
Great, thank you so much, Ivy. I thank you
Yeah.
for the interview.
Mm.
I mean, it's I think coming to the interview today, right? I didn't we kind of spoke about the direction of the interview. For me, doing this has never been about it's never been about having sensational content.
Mm.
For me, it's always been about having an internet platform where everybody can have a voice to like present their story, tell their story, and I think that's very important to me. So I thank you for sharing all your stories, and I hope you like
I do.
the little gift that my
Yes.
girlfriend and I got you, and I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I'm also very, very, very happy to hear that you just are happy with yourself. Number one, you're at peace with yourself. And number two, I'm really actually a bit surprised and very happy to hear that you feel quite comfortable in society, in Singapore society today.
I am very privileged. I would
You don't
say.
really feel like the push has come to, to really just have pushed you away last year or 2 years ago, or when you, or even, I think, even having that privilege you mentioned to come out, I think it's a privilege as well.
Definitely.
There are countries in the world, we all know that whereby you can't.
Yes.
You can't do
Yeah.
it in the Middle East, you can't do it in many
You can't do
countries.
it in Malaysia
You
or
can't do it.
Indonesia, to be honest.
And you just have to hide in the back alley, right? All these people.
Yes.
So I hope we continue to progress.
I hope so too.
And and actually the other thing I hope people can watch this entire interview in its entirety. I'm not going to cut it.
Except the bio break part.
I'm not going to cut it as well.
What? Really?
Just
Then
leave it.
me here?
Yeah, just leave it.
Oh no.
And
That is embarrassing.
okay, then maybe we'll cut that. Maybe we'll cut that.
Okay, if there are funny parts, wait, you let me see it
Okay.
and then
Yeah, I'll send you the interview first, but I just want people to be able to get the full context, the entire journey.
Yes.
Anything else to add? Any last words?
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, I really appreciate it. And all the fans out there.
Yeah, your fans.
Oh, my fan. Oh, if you're watching this, hi! Welcome to this side of Singapore. Hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you get all the notifications from Mr. Talk
Mr.
here.
Talk Show, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ari.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope to catch up with you again soon.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, take care. Bye bye.
Thank
We
you.
will end this.
Bye.
Okay, bye.